Welcome to Unbiased and On the Fence. March 11th today. You got Susso with me checking in. Susso, my man, what is up?
What's going on, Shane?
Good to have you back, buddy. It's always a pleasure. And I see that cloud ended up on your shirt and your hat that you had on last time.
Circle cloud, yeah.
That's really cool.
This year was a Christmas present from Chris Anatra, this hat.
Wow.
I also have a gold one, which I mentioned has gum on it now. And, yeah, I got to get that out. And
then the shirt.
How about this, huh?
Awesome. So is that a certain brand or something, or?
It is, actually. I don't know what it is, though. You're going to make me look it up? I'll screw everything up I got going on.
No. I just thought there might be a message. I mean, you had the thing show up in the clouds. I would definitely see what the name brand is. Brian Stavely is in the house. What is up, Brian? Good to have you here, man. I got to catch a piece of you on with Brian earlier. That was awesome.
Sweet. Yeah, it was a fun show.
Yeah,
actually went really well.
I thought so too.
It only went 2 hours long. I was expecting a 6-hour show.
Yeah, it is easy to get to talking and just talk, and you know, there's so much to talk about, so much to consider, you know, and it's like, and I love hearing other people's opinions that might be a little different than mine. It's room for growth and expansion and all that good stuff, you know. And shout out to Kimberly. Let's see, I got her shirt on. I don't want to say too much about it because I don't think part 2 of the presentation came out, but shout out to Kimberly.
Part 2's coming up. Yeah, I've seen something on like that.
Should be pretty close.
Hey, Kim. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That was an amazing part 1. Just listening to it over again, and that information is getting out. I think that's so important that information gets out and people connect with that.
Yeah.
That is so amazing. I'm learning so much about that, like you wouldn't believe. I mean, and
dude, it's like
awesome. It's awesome what I'm finding out.
Isn't it amazing? I know you've experienced this. Anybody who's had any amount of time with Kimberly Lynn Hansen has experienced this, and this is how magical every moment of the day is. You know what I mean? It's like we're so wrapped up in all the crap, all the chaos, all the bills or whatever it is. You know, everybody's got whatever it is that's weighing on them. You know what I mean? And it's like that's one of the things that Sherry and I we did holiday video part 1. We were going to do this holiday part 2, and it's going to be all about how there's Easter eggs throughout your day that you can find that's just waiting there to find it. And it's sort of like the wisher washer thing that you guys do, but it's like you don't even know what it is. It's a surprise, as KLH would say.
The thing about the washers, the wisher washers, it's the end of that exercise that I'm not following through with. You're supposed to let that washer lead you to water and toss it in the water. And I got a collection over here. I keep thinking I'm ready to get a piece of poster board, frame it, and glue these things all over it. And I thought, art, right? Okay, but I'm still not following through with the exercise. Well, I figured it out.
Right.
It's going to be a waterfall.
Oh, beautiful.
That's what I'm going to put that together. If anybody else wants that idea, absolutely, please feel free to go ahead and do it.
The funny thing about doing BQH sessions with people and stuff is that a lot of times our dead relatives will have little signs for us, and it's sort of like the wisher washer game. So for those who don't know what it is we're talking about, it's sort of like you manifest a washer. You just like a little metal washer that goes on a nut and a bolt, a little washer. And it can come in all shapes and sizes and everything. So what you do is you just expect it and then look for it and then find it. And then there it is, right?
You're not even looking for it. You already have it.
Right. Yeah.
That's something that was thrown
That's
at
that's some that's some advanced level stuff there, Suso.
Kim Jong Un. Yeah, well, and and the connection
Yeah,
so big for me.
yeah,
It's like I'm home.
yeah,
I don't know how else to express it. It's like when I was a child. You know this whole story, right? And
yeah.
I experienced that connection. And in my teenage years or whatever, society caught up, and I had to just kind of ignore it or get rid of it or whatever. And Kimberly Lynn Hanson showed me, oh no, you've always been connected. You just ain't listening.
Right.
And I'm like,
And that's really gets back to that being in the now moment, because when you're worried about the past or the future or fretting over whatever, you're just not in the now, and that's when the synchronicities happen. That's
now.
when the magic happens, is in the now. And that's why I was saying with the BQH sessions that sometimes people have a dragonfly or a dime. Whenever you find a dime, just know I'm there, I'm looking out for you, and there'll be all these little ways of leaving a little sign in your path throughout your day, that. And for some people it's automatic. It might be like your dad, like mine smoked a cigar, so I might smell a cigar or see one. It's not really that common.
Oh, you're
Or-
talking about smell. I woke up this morning with three different smells, crystal clear. I mean, like it was right there. I actually got up and it was gone. And it was like boom, boom, boom. One of them was pizza. I'm like, no, that's
what was the other two?
um, kitty litter, which is absolutely possible,
Right.
but there was nothing in the bed. There was nothing there. And what was the other one? Chocolate, maybe, like a chocolate, like a candy, like a sweet
Yeah.
caramel. I'm gonna say caramel.
Yeah.
And that's I don't remember that ever happening. I mean, if it ever did happen, I just assumed it was the pizza place next door. They weren't making pizza that early in the morning. I mean, or some other smell around here. Who knows?
Yeah, oh yeah, that's another one is music. Not only the way Sherry's talking about, she gets music in restaurants, or you'll just overhear something that's sort of a message. Like for her, Michael Jackson comes through, but and for me to validate her story, when I met her, I had a Michael Jackson song just randomly played in my head. I hadn't heard it in a long time, a very long time, from the '80s. The Jackson 5. Can you feel it? Started playing in my head, and I'm like, what's that song playing in my head? Can you
Just the
feel it? Can you feel it? And it's like I'm hearing this bass line. I'm like, what is that?
who sings it?
Michael or the Jackson 5,
Okay, let them.
right?
Um,
But yeah, music.
well, you're
But what I
saying
was going
that
to say is like I got "Burning Down the House" playing in my head once, and then it just opened up this whole
where did it come
Pandora's.
from? Where did it come from?
It
That
came
Go ahead.
it came from my daughter burning some toast, and I came out and I'm like, "You're not burning down the house, are you?" And then like I noticed it's playing in my head a moment later, "Burning down the house." So I like look it up, and it gets into these quotes from Rumi about burning down the house being the ego, and I'm like, "You got to be kidding me! How did burnt toast lead me to?"
Awesome.
You
Yeah.
know what I mean? But it's there, being in the moment and paying attention to that stuff, man. The signs are all around
Yeah,
us.
the signs, and I've been noticed. I got kind of kicked the other day. It's just the other day. It must have been yesterday, where I'll be thinking about something, and my answer is in a song that I'm listening to. The other day, I'm thinking about something, but I got a song going on in my head, but I don't know the words. I don't know where the song came, but there was nothing. It's not like I walked by a radio and I mean, I guess I could have and not known, but
Right.
the song's going on in my head. It was a police tune. And I'm like, well, I got to go get the words to that song and figure out what it is I'm trying to be told. And I got to remember what I was thinking about so I can get the message.
Right.
You know what? Sometimes it's just too much of a risk to, I can't I can't do it.
I don't know.
Ritual.
Ritual. We'll go with ritual.
Ritualistic. That's the word I was looking
Ritualistic. Okay.
for. But
Yeah. So
once you got to get in this, like I said, I had this creation to or a formula to create. I talk about in the book, and I'm like, it's in my second book. I'm going, it's not a formula. There's nothing you can do, but you just got to do it. You just got to know it. And I, talking about the second book, I just started writing about past, present, and future, and I'm learning so much from my own writings because for me, I've discovered we all did Mandela Effect. Hello, not only are we supposed to live in the now and not live in the past changes.
right.
So who gives a rat's ass what's going on out there? Who cares? It changes. So okay, forget the past. It's gone. Now we have now and we have the future. And I'm going, well, wait a minute. How do we get rid of the future? Because that's not really here either.
Right.
Okay, the future's not.
All there is the infinite moment of now.
Yeah, does it
Even
really?
if you think about the past or the future, you're imagining or going into
Yes,
memories or
I'm in the future right now. I mean, but
right.
I mean, I have strange memories of a teenager going, "Wow, in the year 2000, I'm really going to be old. 30's old, 35's
Right.
old. Are you kidding me? There's no way I could have possibly thought that."
Right.
I was like, "Well, at least I'll probably be around for the end of the world." I remember having these thoughts. I wonder about my age. I know I say I believe I'm going backwards and getting younger. I don't even sweat it. I don't even think about it anymore. It just happens. I
Right.
got a younger day coming up in April. But how's that work? Why would I have those thoughts of in the year 2000 when the world's going to end? I'm going to be pretty old. It was
We dodged the whole Y2K. We jumped onto the timeline where that never happened. They thought about that when they created the chip. Right.
2000. I'm going to see the millennium, the Y2K in the 2012. Uh, Interesting.
Hmm. Makes me wonder if you were sitting around listening to Prince and it just, party like it's 1999, just hit home,
Couldn't wait for 1999 so I could play that song. That song was so old by then, right?
It
We
was
hear
really,
everything the same.
really old by the next year, right? You're like, I don't want to party like it's last year. Let's go into the future here. Okay,
Exactly.
20. What's that?
So we only have the exact moment right now, right here, right now.
Yeah, we need like a Weird
And I
Al
get so
Yankovic.
excited when I actually put myself in the moment. I get so excited right here. This is how I get my connection. And you
Yeah,
just reminded me of it, talking about that. This last couple of weeks was a tough shift. This thing is I'm not even going to get into what's going on out there. That's a shift. They're setting you up for a shift.
right. But
My
there's so much to go, it's so easy to get caught up. I did this in religion for so many years, waiting for the rapture and waiting for this or whatever. And it's like everything's a trap to make you wait for something that's already here, really. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a big waiting game.
Yeah.
Waiting for this, waiting for
Have you
that.
ever wondered, like, okay, say we're doing this to ourselves, right? And it's like you go and you play any type of game or classroom or whatever, and there's like there's a theme to it, if you will. What if this theme of reality that we're in is the end times theme? Because if you think about it, it's always the end times. Even if you were 1,000 years ago, it was the end times for you then. And
Yeah, there's always something going on, right? Although
right,
you gotta admit this is a little different. I mean, as far as we know, okay, yes, there's evidence of spacecraft in pictures and artwork and stuff. So, and so there's evidence that existed then. I've been
but
looking for
still, back
those my
then,
whole life and never seen them. But now there's a group of people that are noticing changes in history. It doesn't have to be the end. I mean, they are going to want it to be like that. Yeah, that's what we want. Fear, blah blah blah. Fear.
right?
It's not.
But I
It's
mean, even in a positive way, though, you can think of it's the end of the tyranny, and it's a new age of 1,000 years of peace,
beautiful.
and.
I'm getting into that right is wrong, wrong is right stuff now. Yeah, big time now. Whoops, misspoke.
But it's
Uh,
like a chapter, we
Wrong is
close one
right.
chapter
Wrong
out,
is
we open another one, but nothing shows us, nothing I think leads me to believe that it all ends at some point, you
No,
know?
it never ends. Let's not even get into the physical stuff where I go back in my life and go, wow, I really could have died when that happened.
Right. And you probably really did.
and then
And
I
that
have,
timeline.
and then I
For,
have the experience where I'm in pitch black. And Cynthia Sue Larson really kind of pushed home that point that I think that's a big deal that it was pitch black when it happened.
right.
That I didn't see it. I didn't know it happened, so it didn't. I guess there's a timeline out there where I flicked the light on, saw it, and I guess I left the game. I don't know. Do you leave the game? I don't. Or no. I guess what would have happened there is I would have just continued on and not had a memory of it. The reason I had the memory is because it was in pitch black. I bet that was That's what it was.
That was one of the things that. That was one of the things that. Okay, so like, and I brought this up before. It seems like there's a certain level to hiding something that's a little bit too much magic, right? So like when people get in a car wreck and it's like, how did they make it out there? It was so amazing that they got out of there unscratched. They should be dead. And look at it's like a balled up piece of paper. The car's like squashed. How did they get out of there alive, right? And at the time of the wreck, you just see this explosion of dust and smoke and all this stuff. You know, you can't really see the magic going on, you know, kind of like the smoke and mirrors effect. You know what I'm saying? So you're
Nice.
not allowed to see it. And I've had this happen to me. You're walking through a store, you look over, you see Febreze, and the way it used to look, you blink and it changes. But it
Yeah.
changes on the blink or when you look away and do a double take and look back at it. Then you're like, wait a minute, I just saw it the way it used to be. Now, is that the mind? Like a
I mean,
computer has
or
a
did your eyes really play tricks on you? I mean,
right.
come on.
There's too many. There's too many spots in the.
I mean, this doesn't really go along with the theory that I think's going on because I feel like it's individual time dimensions all within the same parameters of that timeline. And
I think everybody's sort of in their own bubble. Now the
yeah,
question is, and I was talking to Lauren about this. The question is, are you in your own dream? I'm in your dream. You're talking to me right now. But am I the me that's in my own dream right now? So are the dreams meshing? Are we in our like a kind of an individual but collective dream, or am I in a completely different dream right now, where I'm talking to you about something completely different, or maybe we decided not to do the show, or maybe I didn't even meet you on that.
I think for me, it's infinite. So all of the above.
Right.
It's the one right next to it. We're having the exact same conversation, but I'm wearing a different color shirt.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
You know, I mean,
Yeah.
that's and then the other end where we're talking about baseball.
Right.
And
So it's almost like that's why I like to think of it as that everybody's sort of in their own soup of consciousness, but there is some overlap in there, and it really depends what perspective you look at it. Because if you're looking at it from the human perspective, an individual's perspective, that's going to be different than when you're out here and you're saying, okay, let's look at how these are interacting. These individuals are interacting with each other in their own. Because I've heard of people. Lauren was one that said that. Four people were looking at something and have four different versions of it in the same dimension. How do you explain that? You know what I mean?
and I would say that I don't know what I'd say. I'm speechless. Can you believe it?
But it was like that, you know. And I think Moneybags. I'm so glad he touched on this because he's and I love the things like the hear what you want videos that he does. I love them. Absolutely hilarious. You know.
I got to get on his backup channel or something he put up. I want to go see.
But that was one the Mamas and the Papas California Dreaming. You know, when I found out about that, I put it out, and somebody was like, "I'm listening to it. I still hear." Got down on my knees and began to pray. I'm like, "You hear began?
I hear Pregan,
You hear pregan?"
especially when Diana Krall sings it. She says Pregan, and I'm just like, I know they couldn't make up their mind. I mean, am I shifting right there every time that song comes on, where I'm hitting the word halfway through?
That's funny because I did the same thing with the whole Laurel and Yanni thing. I hear Yeri.
No,
I
I
hear
only
like
heard
in between.
one, and I think it was Laurel.
Right.
Always, every time I put it on.
I think I heard one where they adjusted the bass and treble,
That,
and
yeah, and I
I could
listened to
hear
that
it one
and
way and then
yeah.
the other. You know. So I think it depends on the device, the size of the speaker, if it's bassy, if you got headphones on. There's a lot of
And that could
parameters.
be people's the way they're wired in their head, I mean, or ears. That could, I don't know.
The same way with the pretend to pray. If you're older, you're not going to pick up the treble as much of the T, you know, because your ears deteriorate over time. And like to someone young, they're going to hear it completely different. It's just we've gradually lost our hearing over time. We've lost the crispness of the highs. And so we're not going to notice a T or an S or something like that like someone else.
If two different people are hearing two different things, I just think it's okay. It's me. You were talking about the you, and for you, this is just an aspect of you from my perspective. It's not the actual you. It's possible that it's the actual you. I figure for a nanosecond here and there, I don't know. Is that too deep? I mean,
No, I don't think so.
Is it that infinite?
Right. And are we really jumping around at the Planck length or what do they say? We're just constantly just weaving in and out of all these Like I might have talked to a billion Sussos in this little session. That seems like I'm talking to one, but it could have been a billion. You know, as our consciousness.
Hold on. I'm trying to get over a billion Sussos.
So here's the whole thing that I like to think about, because you know you can. I'm beginning to see where everybody's perspective is super valid. I mean, you can't rule anybody what they believe out, whether they're in the camp that, you know, this is evil and this is happening. I don't agree with that, but from their perspective, it's totally a valid. I want to say valid. I want to add validity to what they're saying, because for them it's true. I mean, and you start looking for signs that it's a devil or something evil doing it, you're going to find it.
Yeah,
And
don't
you
do
know,
that.
yeah,
Don't do that.
a lot
Stop
of people
looking
do
out
that
there
at
for that
first.
stuff.
Well, see, here's the thing that a lot of those, you know, to put people's mind at ease with that, you know, is because most of those are a dead end. You can't really go any further. I mean, like you look into CERN, you look into D-wave computers, quantum computers in general, you look into spiritual evilness going on, or like, what are you going to do with that? You can only take it so far. You know, it's like you hit all these cul-de-sacs, and then you realize, like, oh, this is really the only open road out of this thing.
Yeah, with
You
the
know what I
good and
mean?
evil thing, I figure good and evil balance, duality. It's it's physical. Anything outside of the physical realm to me is just going to be balance. Anything inside's duality, negative, positive. There's good this, bad that. I mean, I don't. I think outside of this realm, you're not going to find that. A lot of people disagree with that, and that's fine. I'm hoping it's that way. I'm hoping there's not positive and negative outside this realm. I think it's a balance. It's neutral. Um, and I think that's the connection. And I think that connection is actually, and I've had this discussion with a few people, because I've like some of the things I've been learning is we don't have consciousness. We are consciousness. Okay,
Right,
that was big for me. I really took that in.
right.
Then I'm going, okay, well, if we're all consciousness, why aren't we interacting with each other on an unconscious level like we should be able to? Well, that's because we're at all different frequencies. You know, and I kept going deeper with that, and I'm like, okay. And with the quantum physics stuff, I'm like, you know what? I don't understand why all these scientists stop at we're not going to be able to teleport our bodies just from here to there. Because according to quantum physics, yeah, you can. I don't get, and I'm getting it. I get, and I'm like, it's simple. You just get all the molecules moving at the exact same frequency. See how
Right,
simple?
right. And
Get
that's actually when Eileen had her hypnosis session about the her abduction experience. That's almost exactly how it worked. It was like they just took all the particles, moved them over here, and reassembled them in a real strange sort of way. But I mean, if you think about it like that, we're mainly space, right? We're mainly empty space.
it makes no sense that we wouldn't be able to unless we put something in there to make sure we didn't, because we'd be all over the place all the time, not learning nothing. We'd be like, oh, this physical stuff, I got to take a break.
Right, right. I think it's probably the, you know how like technology can go in a completely different direction than like all of the, here's the future of the world, and you know the ideas that people have or whatever. How do we know, like, at some point you won't just put some headgear on and go out of body, and or even not even with headgear, just learn to do that, learn to go out of body and go visit Giza. Why sit on a
That's
plane for 20
that's
hours?
yeah, wow.
You
See,
know,
I was going to talk.
we're getting deep today.
No, I love it. There's toys. I want to say they're not toys. Um, let me let me see if I can pick it up here. What do we got? What do we got? Yeah, Sean Bond. You remember him?
Oh yeah, I know, Sean.
Well, when I was over at their place, they had this equipment, and I'm supposed to have Sean on my show sometime, and
Yeah, I'm gonna have him on here too.
we're just not connected. Well, good. I want to hear that one too, because they had, and I keep wanting to call them toys. So I'm sure they're not. One was you sit down in this chair, and it's just a white light, and I'm guessing it vibrates or it does something where you're just sitting there with your eyes closed. And I had so many amazing geometrical shapes and colors going on, patterns, and a slight funnel, which they said something about the funnel, so I kept looking out for it, and I got it a little bit. Um, Amazing designs just from this white light. Now there was no, and I don't know how it was blinking, but I think Chris said it had something to do with my mind just did not know how to interpret the information coming in, so it was just giving me all this wild, geometrical DMT, I'm on acid kind of looks, and I don't know that. That's what I hear.
Right. That's exactly what it sounds like.
Of the DMT, that I did do that, but that's not why we're here. I could
No,
read.
UFOs, not DMT, but you know.
Oh, well, I wish I knew what I knew now when I did that. Boy, I got questions, boy, and I heard you can interact with it and talk to it and ask it questions, and I was just going, what?
Never seen anything like it, huh?
Huh?
Never seen anything like it. Oh well,
Have you experienced it?
not the psychedelic route, yes, but
Oh,
not through the light.
the DMT was a straight out of body experience. Um, the wall just tore open, and I took off, and I just was flying through. Oh, this is nice. This is coming back. I was flying through all kinds of religious artifacts. I was in this colored area. I wrote it down. I forget. I'm going to say blue and gold or something. And it wasn't like a cross. It was the cross. It wasn't the ohm symbol. It was the ohm symbol. It was the very first, and there was 30 of them, maybe 50 of them. Most of them I did not know. At the time, I did feel familiar with a lot of them. Some that I didn't recognize, but I felt like I had some kind of connection to. I just floated through that, just like. Then I get on this geometrical road, like Speed Racer, and I remember I just thinking, what is going on? And I hear, it's the DMT, booming voice out of the. And I went, oh, cool, this is going to be over in 10 minutes. I, I was not feeling it. And then
So that was whoever was sitting with you said that.
no, it was my higher self or my guide or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
And
because
then the
normally
next thing I knew, my higher self as a female was cradling me in her arms, telling me, Anthony, it's okay to let go.
did you feel like you
And
were going to die?
I was, huh?
Did you feel like you were going to die? Going
No,
to die? No.
no, I was very confused through the most of it. I
Okay.
had no idea what was
Did
going on.
you ever forget who Suso was at any point?
At that point,
Like any point?
during the DMT thing, I really know I had me the whole time. I was me the whole time.
Oh, okay.
There's
So
not
there's
one
like
time I was. There was a time at the end or whatever. I went through. They tried to put me. My guides tried to put me through something 6 times, but it really only happened once. If you can understand that, I just would not do it. I kept resisting. I was getting pelted with something, and I kept saying, "Hey, this wasn't supposed to hurt." And it would stop, and then I'd revert back to the dimension that I was in previously, which was like flying tomatoes or something. And I'm just like, oh, I'm not going to forget that. Oh, I'm not going to forget that. Oh, I'm going to remember that. And I get, stop thinking. I'm like, oh, just take it in.
how did you go? How did you go into? Because see, I've heard other people explain things like this, and for me, it's nothing but I, you know, you hear about clockwork elves and things like this, and beings. I've never seen any beings. I've seen there's some
No,
pareidolia that happens, like when you look at the clouds and you might see the shape of a clown or
I'm
a
going to tell you
clown face or
something. What I
something.
really think could possibly be happening with DMT is your beliefs are directly connected to it. And I say that because there was a friend of mine I was telling about it, and he's like, "Oh, you got to get me some," and I'm like, "Man, I don't. It just came to me. I don't know how to get." I said, "If I ever come across it, I'll keep you in mind." Went over his house. I had it. I said, "Yeah, let's do this."
What do you see?
Huh?
What did he see?
Well, he kept saying, I don't believe in the afterlife. I said, you're gonna now. You're gonna believe in something now. And he took it, and he said his experience was all of the blades of grass turned to geometrical shapes. And I said, cool, I saw that because I was sitting there at the time too. Both of us were sitting out in his backyard. And then I started to take off, and I look over at him, and he's just got puke in his mouth. He's passed out, and he's like this. And I'm like, what? No. And I'm screaming, no, I'm responsible for this guy. And I stand up and I'm fighting. I'm fighting to not take off. And I go over and I start peeling the crap out. I'm pulling him over and he's fighting me. He keeps fighting me to go back. He's fighting me and fighting me. And his wife comes out going, oh my God, what's going on? I gotta call an ambulance. I'm like, oh, no. Give him 10 minutes. My husband's going in convulsions, puking, passed down. You want me to give him 10 minutes? I said, if you do this, we're done. and I'm going, wait a minute. You said this was okay. And she's going, I absolutely did not. Boy, I wish I knew what I knew then now. Because she shifted or I shifted away because she was all for it. She's like, yeah, no problem. And that was totally out. So anyway.
So was that vaping it or?
Huh?
Was that drinking the ayahuasca tea or was that vaping?
No, we smoked it out of a pipe.
Right, okay. That's weird. I've never...
And the whole time I was fighting it, the whole time.
I have heard you shouldn't do it right after you eat and stuff. And I never have.
That's what he did. He went out and had like 3 burgers.
Oh, my God.
I mean, no kidding, buddy. But now the point is he remembered the geometrical shapes and blacked out.
Of his puke?
That was it. He blacked out everything else. And I thought, wow, he doesn't believe in anything, and that's what he got. He got nothing. He just said it was total blackout. He said the next thing he remembers, he opened his eyes and he's looking at his wife crying and Homer Simpson. That was me. He's like, he said it was straight up cartoon character of Homer Simpson.
That's great.
I said, so that was an interesting experience by itself, I guess. I said, but his wife's sitting there with the hose, hosing him down, and yeah, it was pretty awful. So I would say of all the research I did on that, I was like, wow, you can't OD. You can't. Well, you know what? Good thing he was sitting up.
Right.
I guess. I don't know. That's a scale. Well, I didn't want to get into that. I wanted to get into other stuff, get into good stuff.
Hey, maybe somebody need to hear that. Don't eat right before.
Well, you know what? You're right.
That's a pretty good piece of information.
We're not condoning that stuff either, I don't think.
No, definitely not.
I don't think. I don't know.
It was funny, the last experience I had, I thought, oh my God, everybody needs to experience this. That was my thought during it,
Oh, with that,
like, but people don't experience the same thing,
No, I don't need it. With the stuff I experience, I don't need it.
Let me ask you this: like when you saw stuff, did you see empty space between, or was it like there was something on DMT? Yeah, was there something everywhere for you?
When I was going through the religious symbols, it just felt infinite, if that's what you mean.
So it meant like so it felt like symbols with like blackness behind it?
No,
or like space or nothingness.
The colors, I believe it was like a pale blue. I want to say pale blue, but like I said, I wrote it down. I want to find out. But I remember the colors. Everything was very brilliant, very colorful, very realistic. I was confused throughout most of it. After when this woman, as I totally took it as my higher self, cradling me in her arms, is saying, "Anthony, let go," and I'm going. And I look up, I don't see anything. I don't remember seeing it, but I'm like, is it okay for me to say F you to my higher self? And it was like, she just dropped me. I mean, that was it. She was gone. And I'm like, well, come on. Because now I'm feeling guilty and trying to experience this stuff. And I'm thinking to myself, if you're my higher self, you get that. Okay, you get. Maybe it wasn't funny to you now, but you get that. Okay, so
it's funny. You hear about people all the time arguing with their guides and stuff. I'm like, why argue? You know, why argue? Just go with the flow. It's like you're arguing with the guy with the blueprints. You know what I mean? Like, no, it's supposed to go over here, and he's like, no, it's supposed to go over here, and
Sean
you're like,
Indigo did it.
no.
Indigo. I keep it's what's it? Is it
Indigo, yeah,
Indigo?
yeah.
Indigo. He just put out a video this morning that was quite passionate. You know, you might not want to look, but I, people get it. It's just how just because you believe one thing and this person believes another, why would you fight? What? Just who cares? You know, nobody's right anyway, or something. Whatever he did, it was very passionate, and I was like, well, that goes along the same thing.
Yeah.
It don't matter.
Does anyone really know enough to fight over it? You know, I mean, you might have a feeling something's one way
Separate
or another, and
separation, and I don't like saying it this way because I don't know what it is, but the program machine, whatever, it wants separation. That's what it's programmed to do. It's where everything is a politics, separation. Oh, I shouldn't even have got into that.
oh no, you triggered the algorithm. I'm just playing. It'll be fine though.
It just, you know,
We're not going to talk about that one beer though, are we? I'm just playing.
we have an overstock of that downstairs. Everybody's afraid.
It's next
like,
to the
don't
dust
worry.
masks.
Each beer comes with a tissue.
Right. All right, let's get into some of what you got to show, shall we?
Ooh. Yeah, you're gonna warm them up by just flashing up some stuff.
Yeah, let me go. I'll share my screen first.
I think I'm prepared.
And I'll pull this up here. Give people a little taste of. Whoops.
Yeah, this is.
Okay. All right, so here we have, this is the hat, the design on your shirt and your hat. We showed this before, but some people might not have seen it. This is incredible. You got this perfect ring with a line through it, just like on your hat and your shirt. And, yep. Oh, this is the one where you can see this thing up top here. Look at this. Where are you? Look at that.
That's the picture, right?
Yeah. That's the picture.
Out of the 5 pictures I took, that's the only one that it showed up in.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and that's interesting in itself, since it was only visible for 0.032 seconds.
Right. Now, this one is acting like.
So I'm going to go into this as if this is the first time anybody's seen it. So, like what I just said is information that came across, and it's pretty.
What is this one? Is this got something in it? Oh, wait. Is that it at the bottom there?
What you got? Did I send you a different picture?
No, I think this is a video and it's just not playing it.
Oh, is that just the time lapse?
Yeah, it must be. Let me open it in a different program because it's not playing it for some reason.
So that's this circle. That is theta. That is phi. That is empty set. I also noticed. I believe at one point I sat down and really went through it and found about 8 different mathematical symbols.
There's the circle going by.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
And how I wish I was just filming or taking pictures because of the other stuff going on.
Yeah, there was a lot of stuff going on. You could even see a plane go by at one point. Little sundog made its appearance there at the top for a second. There's the plane going by. Okay, so that was the time lapse one. Actually, let me kill this.
This gets so much more interesting and intricate that, you know, it's like I have more questions. And I didn't want to put any of this out until I understood it better. And
okay, so this is the one where we can see stuff going by on it, right? Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So like right here we got this. But you notice that they're going from top to bottom, right?
Ah, well, that's now we're going to get into it. Took me 15 hours to dissect 33.033 seconds of footage.
Oh, so I'm looking at the wrong one. That's okay.
Which one's that?
I had the one I had.
You're looking. Oh, you know what I sent you? I sent you screenshots of me zooming in onto my computer. So it'll look like a video, but it's actually you're just zooming in on a screenshot.
Oh, okay. It looks pretty decent for that. Okay, is this the? Okay, this is the 30. So this is the probably the pure unedited one, I guess.
How long is that? Oh.
37. Or no, 42 total. But there's one right at the
Could you?
bottom.
This is going to sound bizarre. Could you send me that? I don't have it.
You just sent it to me.
I just sent you that. Then that's a screenshot. Then that's not the actual footage. So if it's a screenshot, let it play. Because I'm probably going to zoom in on where the thing is.
Oh, yeah, I
Wow,
think
I
you're.
just saw it.
Yeah,
That's
you're sure.
actual footage right there. I don't know what you're looking at there, but that's actual footage.
Yeah, let me show you what I actually got here. So I think I had two of them before. This one down here is the only one you didn't send me. Two of these came from before. Two videos came from before when I had you on, and one
Okay,
image came
one
from before
video,
when I had you
yeah,
on.
I remember sending you the first video, which I thought was 33 seconds long. Maybe that's just, maybe they're just doing it to
42.
me, dude. Maybe your equipment isn't picking up the messages, mine's picking up.
That one's 12. That
Uh,
one's 10.
You don't have a 33? Well, maybe I sent you the 12 because I have a 12.012. I wonder if anybody's picking that up.
Hmm.
But
Okay, so
what
which
is
one?
bizarre
Oh,
that
no, this is the one I enhanced. How did I get all the way to the end? Okay, yeah, no, this is the one where I zoom in on them so you can kind of see a little bit as it's going by.
going by?
Yeah, so this is the 12-second one. It plays normally, and then I do it at half speed, and then towards the end I zoom in right here, like I did on the picture, but you can see it better here. I wanted to see, there it is again there. It's kind
Did
of
you,
elongated a little bit,
you
but
got
this
the
is
shot
basically
that I gave you? The pictures?
this. Yeah, yeah. Let me go back to this here. Let's see.
The
So,
purple looking one, that's pretty defined, I believe.
ooh, why is it so small? Let's see here.
And look at that. You tell me they ain't like antennas or something? I hate to say it, but it looks like something's sticking out on the sides.
Yeah, it does. Now, where was this? Was this out of that footage? Could this be a bug or something?
That's
Like wings sticking out?
No, it was in it's all a pattern. It's all in a pattern. It wasn't, that's not a bug.
Okay.
That's metallic.
Yeah,
And
because
like
you can
I
see the
said, when I
sun
started
hitting
to
it on the top.
dissect 33.033 seconds of footage, it took 15 hours because I was checking out every 100th of a second. Oh, do you see that one by the mountain?
Yeah, I was going to ask you, what is this that looks like it's going behind the mountain or on top of it? Or
That's the same egg bell thing. It's in the pattern of where it was blipping around. And it was, now here's the key. I started documenting every place and the time that it showed up in my footage. Now, granted, I'm moving the camera around,
right.
but it's still staying right where it was. So what I did is I wrote down everything, and here's the significance, I think. Now, whatever's going on is trying to get my attention, first off.
Right.
The very first time it shows up is 0.633 seconds into the first video, that is 33.033 seconds long, and it stays for 0.033 seconds. Okay, hold on. Are you kidding me? It goes from 0.633 to 0.666. Okay, we're getting my attention. Now I'm reading down. The whole thing is 11 times within a second it shows up, and it's one below the other. The
Right.
first gap between the first time it shows up and the second time it shows up is 0.666.
Right.
Every time there was a gap, it was either 0.101 or 0.602 or 601. I got a couple other ones, the numbers are off, but that's because I think I moved the camera, and if it would have stayed in position and where it was supposed to be, it would have been off camera. So I
Right.
might have missed some of those. Every time it goes, it's either 0.033 or 0.032 seconds. 33 never repeats. 32 repeats often. Um, 1, 2, 3, 7 times, 8, no, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. 13 times so far. 13 times in the first video. It shows up twice on the same screen. Superposition is my theory. It's actually the same one in the same picture.
Right.
I don't think I sent you a shot of that. I don't think I have anything readily going with that, but I might. But I just now, okay, so that I'm the one holding the camera, so I figure either my camera or my finger or the camera was being manipulated because it was 33 seconds long.
Right.
Now, I figure, well, that's just a coincidence. I go to the second one and I get so excited when I find out it's 12.02 seconds long. And I'm just thinking, you know what? This is just too bizarre. There's no way the third footage is 29.029 seconds long. And it was. And the last two followed suit. And I'm like, well, that's just too much of a coincidence. It's got to be my camera.
Oh, here's the one you were looking for.
Oh my God, it is, dude.
See
I
it?
sent you that. Oh, I sent you a bunch of them thinking it might have been in there. Let's talk
Okay.
about that.
Okay, yeah.
But I need to get into the pattern before I get into that.
Okay. Let me see.
I want you to shoot up the pattern thing I sent you. Show them. I was gonna say show them the picture, so they see the mountains I drew and the thing in the sky, and I did it really rough.
Okay, yeah. Let me. I forgot to put that in the folder.
I mean, because that really twisted my head up right there. Because there were a couple of times where it would have been behind the wire, according to the pattern, and it wasn't showing up. This one shows up in front of a wire 3 feet in front of me.
Yeah, that's weird.
Now, is it there in front of the wire, or is it radiation shooting through it to my camera to get? I don't know the technology. I don't know what it's doing. If that thing is just 3 feet in front of me, the whole thing is perspective, because it's making it look like it's on the mountain, or it's in front of the mountain, or by the mountain.
Okay, so let's go back to this because you were just explaining this. This is everywhere one of them showed up?
In the first video I took, 33 seconds long, I put a dot approximately where it showed up. Yeah. Does that look familiar to you?
Yeah, so this is the circle in the sky with the line through it, and this is the mountain, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah, it looks like a interference pattern, sort of, on
Yes.
a double slit experiment.
Yes. So, I mean, it's showing me that, and it's showing me the mathematical symbols. So I've read up on it. I'm familiar with a lot of the stuff now, to the point where I'm like, yeah, why aren't we just teleporting, man?
Well, okay, well, remind me about this, Susso.
Can stop at that, but go ahead.
Remind me about this. When you were on, I could have swore we saw some that weren't going up and down; they were going across. Was that a different? Was I just seeing it wrong?
I've seen things in the video that the first time I watched it, like the second or third time I watched, that I don't see anymore. Like there was something invisible going through the center of this circle with the line through it, and it moved the line cloud. It moved the lines a little bit. You could see that something moved through it. I haven't been able to pick that up. Granted, I went after it a couple of times and just couldn't find it again. And I'm
Do
like,
you remember?
that's weird.
Okay, so when you were on, there was one right here.
Yeah,
You
I
haven't
got
found
that
that one?
somewhere.
Oh, okay, you did. Okay, because I was looking for
Oh,
that
wait,
one.
no, I may
couldn't
not,
find it.
and I was looking for it. I may not, because that may be on a different video. Which video did you have? The first one, or no? It wasn't. It was 12 seconds long.
Yeah, 12 seconds.
Right, so it's a different video. I haven't dissected those yet. I'm expecting other quantum physics experiments to pop up. It's like, why haven't I gotten to it? Well, I've been putting my book online by chapter. I'm busy.
Right.
But I found that it's found all these things.
This is the one. Let me see how long this
How
is.
bizarre is it that the camera is stopping right at the seconds? And there's more.
There it was.
Oh, you found it?
Okay. So, here,
well, I was going every 100th of a second. You might only be picking up one or two that are here and there off to the sides.
Right, just by scrubbing through and here. You're
yes,
saying, right?
if you're because I noted that. I also noted when I slowed down the footage. You know, I really think what happened is the footage stretched and it just came off where I was looking. I don't think it disappeared.
Just for our viewers, because this is kind of hard to see, we're watching this dot pop from here to here, back and forth. Now, that's why I thought it was going sideways, but you're saying I'm just missing these frames of this going downward,
and then
there's another row.
Yeah, and it's always from the top to bottom. And they're in front. And the other thing is, cracks me up, I got water drops dropping in those patterns, but you can tell the difference. And I don't have any droplets coming in during these videos, but I've had,
Yeah, it doesn't
you
look
know, and
like
I'm like
water
looking at
droplets.
it and checking it out, and I started videotaping them just to be able to, because I would have jumped all over that, going, "Phew!" No,
Right. Well, let me ask you this: are the water droplets more blurry than these are? Because this seems like the water
no,
droplets would be
they're
blurry.
very blurry. This is clear stuff.
Okay, right, right. That's what I was thinking. If it's
The
close to the
water is very
camera and
clear.
it's
Couple. I tried trying my hand at photography. I was trying to catch them, not getting them blurry coming down. I got a couple.
okay, so if we can see every frame, we would see dots appearing in this pattern, straight up and down.
Yep.
Okay. All right. So back to the other one then. This one.
All right. Now, because of the pattern, oh, you know what? Here, let me do this. Can you pop up my share screen?
Yeah, let me do that. Let's see. I'll stop here. And
Ain't gonna work. Oh, here it is. Am I up yet?
yep.
Great. Oh, so
Your
you
desktop isn't. I've just got your camera up right now.
yeah. Application window. I don't know.
The three little dots in the corner, and then hit share screen.
I'm trying to. Oh, I know what's happening. I keep going. Do you see my face?
Right. I see the video now. Yeah, I can see the
Okay,
video.
cool. I'm just going to play this now. What you're going to see is the one before it goes in front of the wire. I have an arrow pointing at it, and that's the pattern, so I know where it's going.
Right.
It should be in that spot, but behind the wire.
So you got one behind and in front. You're saying because we can't actually hear what you're saying right here.
There it
Okay,
goes.
here we go. Okay. And
And
that's the image we were just looking at then.
right, that's the pattern.
What I said before.
Oh, good. I'm glad you can't hear. That was the pattern, and that's the one right by the wire, and that blew me away because I'm like, wow. There were other times I saw it in the pattern, and I assumed it would have been around behind the wire. It's not always perfect. Plus, I'm moving the camera, so when I didn't see it, I could have wrote down those numbers. I could have continued the pattern, and the Savaggio sequence shows up quite a few times.
Wow. That's the
Um,
love frequency, right?
what's that?
527 hertz or something?
Yeah, and that's exactly what it was. It was 1, 4, and 7, uh, 8, 5, 2, 9, 6, and 3.
Okay.
And they would show up here. And every once in a while, it would be off one, and I always felt like, well, that's because they wanted the next number to be 420 to get my attention or whatever.
right.
Think I'm kidding? um, there's just so many bizarre things going on that the main thing for me was I was trying to figure out if it was my camera that automatically stopped at 33 seconds. So what I did was I went to a couple older videos. I happened to go to an older star video, and lo and behold, it was 42.042 seconds long. And I'm just like, that's just absolutely mind-blowing. It's obviously my camera.
Right.
I go to some cat videos, all random numbers, absolutely all random numbers, and
The universe is toying with you.
I'm walking down the street videotaping all random numbers. I got a picture of the sky, a videotape of the sky, 8.008. I was like, wait a minute, is it always the sky now? So
right.
then I go to a star, and I put this together. I said, okay, if this star that I'm taking a picture, because I took pictures of stars a couple years ago, and I didn't get those patterns. I checked those. They're coming up random too. But anything recent within the last 6 months is coming up in that pattern. So I go ahead and I take one of my footages and I zoom in on it. Oh, wow, here we go with me not being able to do anything here. I zoom in on a star. There, take that. Um, So what do you got? Do you have one or no? You have multiple, right? So
Yeah.
this ain't gonna work. Don't even put me up. Let's try it this way. I always have problems with this. I'm sure sure I'm not the only one, right?
Definitely not the only one.
All right, cool. So what am I giving you now? Oh, here it is. Boom. Share.
Sure. There you go.
Okay. Can you get that?
Yeah. What is that?
That is zooming in. Now I'm assuming it's serious because of the colors. I'm kind of familiar with the stars and what they look like now.
Yeah.
Um, but that is, I zoomed in on a star and stopped it right at a specific point. I guess I just get into it right when it changed shape and color, and then I went to 0.32 seconds later, and it changed. That's what I get, and then I go 0.32, and I get that.
Wow.
So every 0.3233 seconds, this thing every second it shifts changes shape and color 3 times.
Wow.
And some of these are absolutely brilliant and amazing. And I'll see a heart inside. There you go. I see a
Yep.
heart in the middle of that one.
Yep. Definitely.
Um, I've seen other
There's
things.
another heart.
Yeah, quite a few of them.
So this kind of reminds me of those cymatic patterns. That, when they put the sand in the speaker and then they vibrate the tones, and then you see these.
Like I said, I'm zoomed in. These aren't enhanced. I
Right.
did enhance some, and they're so gorgeous. And there's another heart. And there, I just decided, you know what? Let me start making these look like pictures, and I'm enhancing them and trying different things with them. And like maybe not this one so much. Let me find one because some of them look like, you ever see those that really thick glass that when you look through it and you can't really see what's on the other side?
Yeah.
Some of them look like that to me. Like I could see,
Like shower doors, where it's kind
like,
of
like in this
distorted.
one here. Yeah, yeah, kind of like in this one here. I'm like, well, that's obviously a recliner in the background with a blue rug. I mean that's a little distorted. I mean, I would sit there and stare at these things 15 minutes, just being amazed at what I'm looking at. I mean,
Oh yeah, I saw one earlier that looked like I don't know, frosted snowman. I
I
think I
mean that
even
one
saw
there. If you
Jimmy.
tilt your head, that looks like the face of a gray, kind of upside down on its side. And that looks like a distorted face to me. I mean, I don't know about all of them, but I just find a lot of these are just absolutely beautiful. Every 0.032 seconds, it changes shape and color. Um, and I'm like, there's information there, and I'm like, I want to know what the information is. I'm like, how come I can't seem to see the next step? It's
Now,
like,
do you notice those last series there that you just did? It was like something was moving across it. Did you see that?
what's that?
Just go back to the left a few frames and
Oh shit! Did I unsave or unscreen share?
yeah, yeah, on screen share.
Did I mess that up again? Application window. Where is it? Nope, not gonna work. All right, I'll be right back. Give me a minute. There it
The three
is.
dots. Yeah.
Yeah, there we go. All right, I'm gonna go back a few frames. I did start to click a little faster.
Yeah, but it actually made it to where you could tell something seemed like it was moving across the. Keep going
Oh,
there.
because I did this.
Exactly. See that moving across it? There we go. Now go the other direction. It looks like something for a few frames moves across it. See?
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's
Sure. Well, that's
weird. Now
telling me
how far apart? How far apart were those? That's like under a second, or
here,
I
let
know
me
you said it earlier. I forgot exactly.
three of them within a second. The eggs were 10 of them within a second, which that doesn't make sense to me. The math is the same.
Right.
Oh, I'm sorry. You know what I'm looking 10. No, that's a second. Every 0.033 seconds.
So is this one of those burst shots where you can do with the camera, or did you actually
This
have
is
video footage? And
this is video footage, and I
yeah,
stopped it every 0.033 seconds and took a picture of it. And that's funny you say that with that looking across. That's like when I film Venus and I zoom in on Venus. Uh, that's what that reminds me of.
now this is a P90, right? That took these.
Uh, P900.
P900. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, P9 P90 is a gun. Sorry.
Yeah, the
P900.
that looked like a face. The Venus kind of looks like a plasma kind of.
Yeah.
What do I saw? Like a cell, like an amoeba cell.
Yeah, that's what I thought. It looks like a cell.
And everything looks alive to me. I mean,
There's another one where you can see it. Were
yeah,
those the same
it's
ones?
like
It looks
the
like it's
line
moving.
goes across. To me, that's like a plasma kind of thing, or maybe
Yeah, yeah, like a plasma globe,
could
where
be
you
a
can see the.
wave. Yeah, I
Kind of
noticed that. I
strange.
just never thought to bring it up. It didn't. It wasn't that
Yeah.
big. I mean, that's a big deal.
Wow, that really looked plasma-like, like just the filaments, the plasma filaments, kind of moving around about in it.
Yeah.
That one almost looked like a yin yang, the blue one.
Right.
One more, I think. Or that one.
This one here.
I guess it just went kind of fast. Yeah. Yeah, not really. Wow, that almost looked like a cross.
I've seen a couple in
Yeah,
here.
like that one. If you kind of tilt your head a little bit. Yeah.
Oh, I see it.
Yeah.
And it almost glows.
Yeah,
And
kind of like the old style crosses where it had the ring around the cross.
Yep.
You know? Yeah. That's almost like the that Anunnaki or you know those hieroglyphs, and it has that one emblem of the sun with the ring that people say is Oh, I lost you. Are you there still?
You didn't lose me. I'm here. I'm trying to. I'm just going to try and find this stuff. Am I all blue now? Oh, okay.
It's all black now.
Got me?
No, it's all black. You might need to turn the screen share off and back on. There we go. You're back. You're back.
Is that it?
Yeah. Yeah, I can see this one.
Now that is Jupiter, and I have what I didn't know. I thought there was no filter on the camera, but there was a filter on the camera. But I don't understand how a filter would cause absolute shapes in a light far away. I don't, well, in a star.
Right.
Kind of looks like the anarchy symbol almost.
Yeah.
I found that really bizarre, and the way it's moving. And I just wish I knew I had the filter on the camera, because I would have went ahead and did it without the filter to see if I could find out what was going on.
Yeah. What kind of filter did you have on it? Just shifted the color a little bit, or what?
I don't. It was the darkest one I had. I didn't get into all that. Oops. All right, get me out of here.
Yeah, just hit the blue.
Actually, you know what? Let that
Stop
go.
sharing.
If I'm still up, this
Yeah.
is Venus. If you're looking, I hope it's a bright shot. I have so much better shots of Venus now. Not a very good shot of Venus.
It's not changing for me.
No, and Venus does not change like like Sirius does. Okay.
Now, which one was higher in the sky? The one that changed less?
I would think Sirius was further away, higher. I don't know.
Because I noticed when we were at ECETI, I noticed that once the stars kind of got down closer to the horizon, or planets or whatever, the atmosphere, the gases and stuff really made them start to wobble and flicker and almost appear to be moving at times, because you're looking for any kind of movement and you're like, man, is that moving? I think it's moving. It's moving. It's not. It wasn't moving all the time, but there's definitely stuff to see. But the way I guess being so far north up there, everything kind of rises at an angle, so you can see it's kind of going along the mountaintop, going behind a tree here and there, and it looks like it's flashing.
Yeah.
Because it's coming up at an angle,
You see this one?
I'm still looking at the anarchy one.
Oh. Sorry.
Is it frozen?
This is a different kind of flicker, that one.
I wonder if it's frozen. It's just on the, it says star 1-1, 126 PNG.
Oh. I don't know if I'm sharing or not. Should I just stop?
You're sharing the picture you're on is star 1-1, 126. Is that the one you're on?
I don't know. Is it video footage?
No, it's just the picture.
Yeah.
It's the anarchy picture.
Yeah, I'm running
the one with
video
the filter.
here. I'm sorry.
No problem. No, it'll play it though if we can. There, I saw your mouse. There we go.
Yeah, I'm back. Well, I had all kinds of video footage going on. Where were you guys?
Can you pull it back in? Let's see, application window. I think you got something different than me. Let's see.
I
Share
will put
screen.
it up again. Yes, here. I'll put it here, and then I'll have to lower.
Oh, you went to application window. You can actually share your entire screen.
I can.
Yeah, when you share screen, if you go to your entire screen rather than the application window. There we go. And then hit the three dots and then share screen and then
Entire screen.
the
Share.
entire screen. Yeah, and then
See
there we
it.
go. There we go. Now we're seeing everything. Okay.
This is some footage. Let's go. Let's go way back. No, that's the one we did. And then what I say? This is what I was saying is Venus. It's not very good footage. I have better footage somewhere. All this footage I'm looking at now is videos that I really haven't filed away yet. Like
Is that a time lapse?
That was a time lapse, and that's the
Very
first time
nice.
I've seen something actually fly in front of the screen. Did you see that?
Yeah, what is it?
I have no idea. It's the first time I've ever seen it. Where are we at?
It was this one.
That's the time lapse.
What is that wave that comes across there?
I don't know. I'm looking for my pause button. I got no pause. I don't. Oh, here. I guess I could just.
Is it under the share screen thing? I wonder if you can grab that. Or you can click hide.
There it is. What is that? Oh,
I don't know. Move it a frame back and forth. Is it?
dude, that's freaky because I would have said that that was my hammock swinging back and forth, but it would have showed up more than that, right?
I don't know.
That's not a hammock. What the heck? That might be. That could be my hammock just swinging into the frame.
Oh, and maybe the it looks like the camera got bumped or moved because everything's kind of stretched. Maybe the wind picked up right then, and
Maybe.
maybe the hammock bumped it.
That's. I don't know. It was weird the way it came in. That's all. What else we got in here? This
Now what's this with the colors here?
this is a different kind of flicker. It's probably it could be regulus.
Yeah,
Regulus I've been getting also.
that's
This is the
beautiful.
one with a different kind of flicker.
Those are the ones that I think if you could try to manual focus, it would probably look different.
This is probably Venus again. I hate that I can't. And believe it or not, it's on a tripod. I'm just not patient enough to sit there and get it and then film it while it's got like some people do. I think that's great. I wish I'd have the patience. It's like 5 degrees out, people.
Well, all I got to say is don't get a telescope because, oh my gosh, you can't even. I mean, you can have it on the moon and you can literally see the moon moving. You're like, oh man, just slow down. Yeah. Or the projection of the moon, for those who believe it's a projection.
Man, come on. I don't know. I know I got some good picks. You guys watch these and I'll just find them. What is that?
Wow.
What is that? Oh, I have.
Looks like it might have been moved and blurred.
It's like I said, these are unfiled picks. I have no idea what I got here, and I'm losing to that. Now I'll bet that's probably Mars.
Yeah.
I could tell by the hint of red. I have
Yeah.
such better pictures of these pictures.
Are the planets all back in view now?
Are what?
Are they all back in view? Because they were like by the sun, I should say. I haven't looked in a few weeks though.
There we go. This is a good shot of Mars.
What a show.
Right? Look at that. It's just like gorgeous. It's beautiful.
You know what really trips me out is when you zoom in on Jupiter. Well, with the telescope anyway, you zoom in on Jupiter and you realize the bright. Is that the moon or is that
Yeah, it's the moon.
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
you
go
got to
back.
zoom way in to get it to darken.
7, 8.
Did that autofocus or did you have to do that?
That's autofocusing, yeah.
Okay.
But I saw these clouds coming across. I said, I got to get a shot of that. I got some nice shots of the moon.
Oh yeah.
I got some wicked night shots of the mountain because the moonlight was hitting off the mountain and it was just coming out like unbelievable, just patterns. And I
Yeah,
want,
matter of fact, if the moon is out one night like that, what you can do is you can get it to autofocus on the moon, flip the autofocus off, and then go to the stars, and they should be a little more crisp. You know what I mean?
yeah.
Because that,
I don't know which one this is because I wasn't really paying attention. I would just start hitting the brightest sky, star in the sky
right?
and then work my way down. Um, just to see what I could get, just to see what would happen. And I haven't checked these to see if they're, 43.043 seconds long. I'm sure they are. But like I said, I found a couple of star ones that weren't, so who knows?
Trying to think, were you out that night and catch them when we went out and it was super cold? You
Yes,
went out. Okay, you were in that circle that we had.
yes.
Okay, so that night, man,
And
that
yes,
was
I did
amazing.
see something shoot across the sky.
Well, that night, I was so glad I was next to Cynthia because a lot of times I'll see stuff out at night and it'll come and go, and I'm like, why is it doing that? You know, and then she started talking about seeing some, let's see, seeing stuff with your third eye, and that a lot of times that they won't make an appearance. They, whatever you want to call them, won't make an appearance if there's people that are too fearful about it. You know,
Right.
so they were just making third eye appearances mainly. I mean, we did see some stuff, but
I saw some stuff. It wasn't a lot. It wasn't, but it was enough for me, and that's why
right,
I saw what I saw because
yep,
it was enough for me.
right. But I kept seeing things, and I'm like, well, it was by like the sword on Orion's sword. Did you see? She's like, yeah, that was it. That was it. So having her there to confirm it, because I don't know, I guess her third eye's open more than me. She was seeing a lot more than me, but I was seeing some of it, and it was nice having someone there that could see it and verify that I was seeing something. Because what it'd look like, a lot of times, is it'll look like it'd either be a flash, a sparkle. It might look like a really faint cloud in a oval shape, or I mean, it will, or triangle shape.
Here you go. Look
And
at this one, Shane.
oh yeah, that's beautiful. That really looks like a plasma ball.
Right, and that's a different star than the others. I
It's got a lot of
I know
blue in
I've
it.
gotten Betelgeuse, or I've gotten that Rigel, Sirius, Venus. I think I might have got Uranus. Not positive. I believe this is Venus while it was still light out. And you see how it looks like a cell? It's still moving. I still see motion.
Yeah,
It looks like a cell.
yeah,
And you see stuff moving around inside, right?
yeah.
That's Venus.
See, when you look through the telescope, Venus actually looks like a crescent right now, slightly. You know.
Oh, really?
Right. So I think it's out of focus. I don't think it's as
You
focused as it
think
can
this
be.
is out of focus?
Yeah,
I
exactly.
don't know when this was taken.
Right.
I don't know how recent. So you think that that's out of focus because it looks like that?
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. That's what I think anyway. Because that's what it looks like through the telescope if you have it slightly out of focus, and then it will go down to a pretty good point, you know?
Interesting. I'm gonna have to check these. I mean, as beautiful as this is, am I really looking at what they are anyway?
I think you're seeing it, the gas is distorting it, and because of that, the autofocus can't get a fix on it because it's moving. It is moving, but it's like the wobbly gases in the atmosphere doing it. What I would suggest, this is what I was saying with the moon, is if the moon is out and you can get it on the moon and get it to focus on the moon, then flip the autofocus off on it, you know, while it's focused on the moon and you see the moon nice, crisp, and clear,
Oh, I
then
see
move
what
over
you're
to
saying.
the
So this way
star.
it's set.
So it does, yeah, so it's set already on it, something really far away. Because it's just not able to get a nice tight fix on it.
Well, that would be a planet. Well, what about a star, right? I mean,
Stars will just look like dots still, you know?
you don't think it would look like this? You're telling me I'm picking that up from a dot?
Exactly, yeah. Well, the gases are doing it, you know?
Oh no.
Yeah, and the thing is, whether you're looking at it with, see, it almost stayed a dot there.
Yeah. It was small.
Right, when it was small, it was almost perfectly in focus. Like, can you back that up to the beginning?
Like
So,
here?
right there, see? It was almost perfectly in focus right there. and then it slowly got out of focus as it went along. But my point is, though, it's funny because whether you look through the P900 or you look through a telescope, it's still really tiny. You know what I mean? So you're just not zooming in all that much. P900s are awesome, though. They got incredible zoom.
Oh, it's a beautiful camera. I've been getting some really nice shots of all kinds of things.
But when you actually zoom in on Jupiter,
Yeah.
if you can, what you'll find, and this is amazing, man. If you can focus on the moon, move it over to Jupiter, you'll see 3 stars in a row. Well, depending on where the stars are in their orbit, or the moons of Jupiter are in their orbit, you will actually see a line of dots.
I've seen that. I have that. As a matter of fact, in one of the last 2 videos I put up, I said, I'm no expert, but I'll bet they're moons.
Yep, that's what it was, man. Yep.
And that would have been the camera in focus because when I look at that, I think, oh, this is out of focus.
Yeah, the one you're talking about where you saw the 3 little dots with it. And if your camera's like adjusted down for the brightness of Jupiter, you almost miss the stars. You have to have Jupiter too bright to see the stars. So it takes some adjusting and stuff. But
well, the Jupiter thing that I got, this is with the
the one with the 3 stars or the 3 moons around it. Or?
I'm not sure where to find it. I mean,
yeah, you're like mine, man. I had some footage of these white orbs. It looked like a flock of birds at first. When I first glanced up and I got my camera out. This was in November of 2017. And I've got so many gigabytes of footage that I never have been able to get back and find and investigate and see what those white look like. You ever seen over Mexico City, they'll show where there's just a whole bunch of white or metallic looking orbs flying together? I saw that. I got it on tape and I can't find it.
That's what I'm worried about. Half the stuff I can't find.
Right. So I've stopped taking all of the sky footage that I used to take. That's beautiful.
That is one of those. Apparently, this is gas around a star, according to Jane. And I enhanced it and messed with the colors. Not the color so much as the contrast and stuff. And yeah, and I got a few of these that I just thought were really cool. Oh, great! I guess
you can double click it first, and then yeah.
There we go. Right. I like that.
But they're still very beautiful. They're just created by the star and the gases in the atmosphere. Regardless, it's still really neat.
Dun, dun, dun. This started it all. Wow, I was already started, believe me. And I've taken these and just messed with them. Oh, look here.
Oh yeah, you can see it there. Yeah,
right there.
So I'm glad you got to get in there and. Oh, look at you doing the Mr. MBB thing. Way to go, man.
What do you mean, Mr.? What do you mean?
Mr. MBB 333, where he turns it to black and white and does the negative.
Oh, yeah, I was trying. Believe me, like I said, just the first video was 15 hours. Most of that was jotting it down, but I've done other things too.
Yeah, that's really neat.
I love this. That's why I turned it into a screenshot. And
is that Mars?
Into some kind of picture. I'm going to have some of these framed, blown up and framed.
I love the ones with the hearts, man.
I think I grabbed a few of them though. That looks like a face with its mouth open, no?
Yeah. Almost like a fish face.
I guess that's that. Yeah, that was all of these. What else? I got some nice pics. You were talking about the ice.
Oh wow, yeah.
Yeah, I was really getting into some of this. This is actually ice. It's just not focused.
Okay, but no, that's a good way to see that, because now you can see that if something's up close, it will be quite a bit blurred from things that's far away.
How about this here?
Love that. Wow, yeah, that's beautiful.
Wow, what a shot. So of course I'm out there the other day I was out there probably an hour because there were hawks all over the place, and I'm just like, I gotta get them in front of the mountain.
Right.
Like, just fly in front of the mountain for me, would you? You got this one.
That's beautiful.
Right, and I'm like, yeah, perfect. If I see the clouds billowing over the mountain, I head out with the camera.
Oh yeah, that's beautiful.
Get one there, and I'm still playing with some of these, and
yeah, it's amazing.
Yeah,
That was a good shot of it. Wow, look at those. Wow,
oh,
I
dude,
love
I
those.
see these every other day. Please.
Yeah. Now those are right above the mountains, right?
They actually, it's right up. That's I'm going to say right above an Air Force base. That is that would be east of the
Wait, Air Force Academy,
main
the
mountains.
in Colorado Springs, was it?
Uh, you know, when that first formed, this cloud here, it looked like a hand, and I
Yeah.
couldn't get to the camera quick enough.
I hate that, man. It happens all the time. You'll see a perfect image of something by the time you snap a photo, it's
That,
changed. Wow, you caught the drip?
yeah. Oh, believe me, that's a half hour.
Right. People have no idea how
You
hard it is
know
to
how
do
much I
stuff like that.
deleted to try to get that? I got a couple more in here. I don't know how close. Um, I
That looks like a
changed, I
dragon.
enhanced some of the clouds because I caught those colors.
Yeah. See,
Yeah, if I have those.
that's totally new to me, man. The way
Like these here,
yeah, yeah. Is that
I
did you
was
see
taking
that when you were
pictures.
younger?
No,
I've never seen any. This is like totally new, like the last 5 years, for me, and it's been getting more and more. You just never saw colors in the sky like that.
I see these quite often.
I
Um,
know. So, my thought was, right,
that's
conspiracy hat
actually
on.
what this is the actual picture. Okay,
Right,
I could see it with my naked eye that there was a lot of different color in here, so I went ahead and enhanced it.
right.
So look at that one.
Which actually makes it look more like it looks to the naked eye, actually. The first one anyway.
Right, right. That like that. That's closer than me. I might have enhanced that a little.
Right.
But no, the pinks and the blues are that bright. So
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it all the time. That's
there you
why.
go.
There you go.
I
Wow.
zoomed in on this trying to see what it was in that reflection.
Yeah.
It's my porch, right?
Right. Wow, that's cool how you can see the wind change direction and bent the icicle after a certain
Another
point.
one,
Yeah,
and that's the.
that's the amount of focus.
Yeah, I did that. I did that on purpose. I mean,
Right.
that was a nice shot. I like that first one. I had the best, really.
Yeah.
I think. What am I going to call it? I don't even know. I was coming up with really clever names for all these pictures.
But you can see why, people want to be photographers, man, because it's like you could never
No,
run
I
out of stuff.
can't. And it's like this picture will never be duplicated, right? Well, I think I
Right.
did something to it. I darkened it up, but it's still
Yeah.
never going to be duplicated.
No.
I mean, this is the actual footage.
Every moment's like a fingerprint.
I wouldn't. I'm looking at this going, well, which one do I want to hang on the wall? This one
Right.
or this one?
Right.
I don't know. Wow.
And actually, it probably a mesh up of the two. You could take your little tool and separate out the mountain and leave it like it is, and then do what you did to the sky.
I didn't realize some of these shots I had. Wow,
That's
this is what
beautiful.
I got
Look
to
at the
do. I don't want
feathers
to
and
spend
everything.
waste all my time. Oh, we're going. Just sitting here. Believe me, my neck hurts after a while going through all this. I
Yeah.
have so many pictures that I have not gone through. Unfiled videos, unfiled pics. There's my Trump Plaza little get together. Oh, here's something. That ain't nothing.
What's the distorted one all about?
Where this
No, to the right of that.
here? Oh, this. Interesting. Interesting you bring that up. That is one of the screenshots of a star, and then I zoomed in on it as many times as I could,
Well,
and I get snow on a TV, and I do
yeah,
see some green. Okay, I do
yeah. I see
see
green
color.
and purple in there.
I have not touched the color or anything. I just zoomed in. No, I can't say that. I probably enhanced that to make it more contrast. But this is what I see. I'm like, well, that's interesting because now I go in here and I'm like, I'm seeing faces again.
Yeah.
I'm seeing people. I'm seeing all kinds of stuff.
Well, if you think about everything being a fractal or a hologram, then the whole is in the pieces too. You
I
know.
can
So
see pictures in here, even bigger pictures. I see a cat.
wow.
I mean, that could just be my mind.
Right.
You know, me with the dang cat. That's just, a lot of these are probably me just messing around and trying to, the stuff I took yesterday.
What is that? Was that a bird or a cat or what was
That's
it?
a dog.
Oh, okay. I couldn't tell if it was the wings and it was. Okay, yeah.
He's playing in the snow. I couldn't help myself. I thought this picture was super cool, and it's really just a star that I didn't steer in on right.
Wow. Can you zoom? Yeah. Wow. That's awesome.
Right?
See, that's what I love about art, man. You get these little magic
Yeah,
moments like
to
this.
me, this is just awesome. I see so much in this.
Yeah.
It's funny. I see a martini glass. I
Yeah.
see a mermaid.
Yeah. A duck or a goose or something. Looks like
Uh,
under the martini glass part. I see like a duck head there.
yeah. I mean, that's just so cool.
Yeah.
I'm like, what else we got? Oh, just more mountain pics. I bored the hell out of everybody with this stuff. Those
Oh
wires
man.
3 feet in front of me. So what was that? That was in front of the wire.
Yeah. That's a big question.
Some my moonshots. Well, what was that to me? Radiation, maybe. Uh, uh Peering through.
Yeah, that's interesting because it should be out of view if it's unless it's right at the wire. The wire's pretty focused, wasn't it, or was it? Now,
Yeah,
see, the wire's even. You could tell it's blurry though. I don't think a. No, no, it's hard to say.
there's my boy. What else we got here? Got a copter.
Oh, there's the Blackhawks. Keeping an eye
Yeah,
on
they're
you.
out here all the time. I just go out on the porch and let them know I'm here.
Wow, you can almost read the numbers on that. Can you zoom in on
A couple of times, I think I've been able to. I don't know where the numbers are. It's an unmarked helicopter.
that? 8811.
Really? Where do you
Wow,
see
look
it?
at. It looks like a 8811 or a 9811 or
Where do you
9911.
see a number?
Just the big. Is that the windows? Oh, I guess that's the windows on the side.
Oh, you're looking at windows, bro. Like,
Look how perfect that blade is, though, man. That should have been really blurry from moving so fast. Cameras have just gotten so good these days.
yeah,
Look at that. It looks like they're not even really turning.
it was moving. It wasn't staying in the sky. I'm just
Now, I
saying.
wonder, did it have 4 blades or did it have 2?
There was 4.
I mean, it
What?
wasn't just the camera. I don't know.
Oh, you're saying,
Right, I'm saying, are we seeing the same blade in 2 different positions because it's moving so fast? You know how that can happen.
yeah, I don't think so. I think it's 4 blades. But then again, I don't know. I'm not a professional.
All right. Somebody chime in. We've got
But
some
I
probably
did
military
stay in
people
a
here.
Holiday Inn last night. I'm just kidding. Isn't that a commercial? And
Yep, it does
that's
have 4.
probably about 4 or 5 miles away. That shot.
Wow.
But the stars are a lot further, aren't they?
Oh yeah.
I
But
forgot.
when you zoom,
Oh,
when you zoom, it zooms by percentage, not like by feet. So
there's the shot I was looking for. I was trying to get that, post that in the bar. Yeah, they had ski join the other day. Everybody's riding horses and jumping ramps. Horses all over the place. Horse crap all over the place.
so is it snowing there now, or is it?
It was snowing this afternoon.
Wow.
Actually, it is. Yes. Thank you very much for bringing that to my attention.
Yeah, I thought I'd manifest a little snow for you there, buddy.
Oh, well, thanks, man. I get 10 months of it as it is. Where are you at?
I'm in Tulsa, man. It was like 65, 70 degrees today.
You weren't always in Tulsa, right?
No, well, I was born and raised in St. Louis. So.
I could have swore you were up further north.
Actually, it's 71 here right now. So.
Oh, shut up.
That's beautiful.
Well,
Man.
let's see what we got. Let's
Well,
see
you
what
see, I got my Kimberly Lynn Hansen T-shirt on. It's like,
do you?
yeah, it's. Yeah, I'm here.
Are we still sharing my screen or no? Because let's see
There we
how
go.
cold it is here. It is 39 degrees and snowing. That can't be right. Might have been 39 earlier.
All right.
I'm here. I'm here.
All right. Let's see. Let me
So
switch
how
that
did
back
they
to that.
react to that stuff?
Man, I've been so captivated. I haven't been watching it. Let's see.
44 watching,
That's
22
so
thumbs up. Yeah,
cool.
there's some numbers for you.
We got
44,
45 in
88
here.
minutes. 89 now.
Wow, an hour and a half. Jeez, I haven't even looked at the time.
Well, it's funny when I was on Brian Stavely was on my channel this morning. He looked up there was 130 people watching at 1:30 on 3/11 or March 11th. I mean, it was just like and there was another number he caught in there too. That was all
Yeah, I just got that 44.
44-22. It's in
Now it's 45.
more thumbs up, people. Let's go. Because it's all about, it's funny. I was never into the thumbs up thing, and leave it to Brian to practically convince me that no, it's important. I'm like, no, I don't care. And I realized it's not important for me to go, oh, I'm getting more likes, yay.
Right. But for the algorithm. But if you're in the shadow box anyway.
But if we're getting information out and it's good information, that's good to know what we're getting out. That's good that we're hitting that many people if those numbers are even real. Let's not even go there.
Yeah. Another rabbit hole. Yeah, it's like a minefield of rabbit holes.
The rabbit hole. That's one of the lines in the song I'm supposedly trying to write for the Mandela Effect community. It cracks me up. Hey, I got the notes. You play any instruments?
Yeah.
EFFEC.
EFFEC. Oh.
Now, Patty
like
did it. A friend of mine did it. And I think he got F sharp and something else going on. But it actually sounded pretty good. And then online, I was doing this live, and a bunch of people were throwing in like little sayings that reminded them of the Mandela Effect and stuff. And I'm like, I got to make sense of this. Like, what did I do now?
Maybe just create it and pass it along and just let
I
people
was
stack
going
all
to
their
tell
ideas.
everybody, look, this is yours. Do whatever you want with it. I want to hear every genre of music with this. That's all.
Well, awesome, Suso, man. I appreciate it. What do you got coming up? Anything you want to promote or talk about?
I am. I mentioned it earlier. I've been putting up like audio version of my book by chapter. I'm only done the first 3 right now, and it's going to take some time before I get to the other ones. I'm not going to be able to strum them out like I was. That's time consuming. I'm writing into my second book. I have stuff to write about, and it's funny because now when I think about something, I jot it down right away instead of going, well, when I'm writing about that, I'll remember. Because I do. It's not like a dream. When I don't have to write that dream down, I'll remember that. How could I possibly forget that dream?
Yeah.
And then I totally forget.
Brian says you can't sing.
I've been putting up my reloaded because I know there's a lot of new people in. I've been getting positive feedback on the reloaded videos. I'm almost done. I think I'm halfway through 2018. As a matter of fact, I have 10 of those ready to go now. They're 2.5 hours long. And I just decided, you know what? Every Sunday night at midnight, I'm just going to put the next one up. I'm going to try and get a specific time. I'm going to be in bed. I'm not, it's for people to chat, late night chat, and you can listen to what I was dealing with 2 years ago, which is basically the same stuff I'm dealing with now. It's just a big loop. I actually pulled myself out of the loop.
But isn't it like a spiraling loop? I mean, you kind of go around and you pick up a little bit each time. You pick up a little bit each time. You're spiraling upward.
Yeah, except for me when I have to relearn lessons that I already learned over again. It's like I keep because I'll change my dude. This is so true. I'm not going to go into specific times or people, but there was like we'll say a week where I was just having the worst time with specific people or person, and then last week I said, you know what? All this shit I preach. Why don't I do what I'm preaching? And I totally changed my perception on one person, and I noticed a shift. And I did it to another person, and I noticed a shift, and I went, wow. Now, granted, it did affect other people because those people must have shifted into something. I guess it's got to be a balance. I don't know, but I am nowhere near where I was a month ago. And
Did you check out that the super consciousness video I put out that from Sherry's BQH session about a month ago, where it discusses how if you notice somebody shifted, it could be that you shifted upward,
yes,
or
sometimes.
they shifted upward, or both of you shifted. You never know what the heck's going
Oh, I
on. Like
felt
people are,
myself shift a couple of times, and
yeah,
most of the things around me will stay the same. Um, but with this, I'm changing my perception on specific things, people. It might be a building that's changing other things around me, and it's happened quite a few times. It's happened several times in the past 2 weeks. People are different. I am. There are people in my life that are different, and online too. I'm not just talking physically.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one of the things I think is helpful with kind of getting away from the idea of a timeline is that because when I was talking about to Cynthia and Eileen about this, you know, you might think, oh, if I change this, if I focus hard enough and I'm able to change something, what else am I going to mess up? Because I'm jumping to this timeline where this is this way, but how is this going to be and how is this going to be?
It's
So when
infinite.
you
It
get
doesn't
away
have
from
to
the
be a mess up.
right, it doesn't have to
If it's
be
infinite.
right. The whole timeline idea is just too rigid for what we see happening. Do you know what I'm saying?
I do understand what you're saying, but to me, if it's infinite, there's going to be every single circumstance, and this is something Kimberly was saying.
All right.
Um, when I'm talking to it or that connection, I'm talking to my future self. My
Right.
future self, in every possible outcome, every possible circumstance, it already knows the best outcome. Ask it. It's that
Right.
simple. It kills me.
Right. Yeah.
Nothing kills me. I'm just like that. That's to me, that's a big part of it, and especially if you're talking to a future self.
Right.
And
So here's the, you know, one
she's
of
the one
the,
that told me that she really felt like the orbs or the eggs were a future self of me or a future. It was me, and I'm like, whoa. And now I'm getting into. I did this in a video. I'm going, listen, if my future self is coming back to chat with me, I effed up. Because I wouldn't have touched nothing if I did it right.
right.
And I realized, no, that's not what's going on. That's an aspect of me that I may not physically ever experience as me, but I may never experience it, but whatever. Blah, blah, blah.
Right.
All the timelines, dimensions shooting off. Infinite, quantum. Also, another thing that I thought was important when you think of a UFO, what do you think? If you saw a UFO, would you be scared?
Depends on the situation. I mean, no,
Okay,
not typically. I
let
wouldn't.
me go
Yeah.
with not you or not anybody we know online here that are, opening up their minds. The average person on the street that sees a UFO and it's coming at you or getting close or it's communicating with you, you fear it
Oh, definitely.
because
Yeah.
that's what they programmed you to. Man, the snow is coming down. Thanks, man. You are amazing. I got, I don't know if that's going to show up. Oh, what am I doing? I'm
You're on the wrong camera.
not. I was on the wrong camera the whole time. Oh, the picture's awful, Shane.
It's a little grainy.
Was it like that the whole time?
I don't. Maybe when you came back.
Man.
There we
Look how
go.
nice that is. Look how nice that is.
Wow. Wait, what'd you do with Suso?
Well,
I'm just
yeah, well, I just shifted. This is never. Listen, all those videos and everything, were they grainy too?
No, because you were sharing your screen then.
Okay, cool. Right. You know what? Let's.
How long of a cord you got on there?
I don't know. I guess I'm about to pull everything apart to find out.
Wow.
It's just snowing.
It just looks foggy on here, but I can tell the movement on the evergreen tree there.
All right. Enough of that.
Okay, so talking about June, first weekend in June, you're going to be there, and
That's my absolute plan. Yeah, I keep saying it. Keep saying I'm going to be there. I'm not going to speak. I'm probably going to. Cynthia said there's going to be an open mic night or an open mic for people to get up and just chat, tell a story or whatever.
That'd be cool. Yeah.
I mean, right now I would think God, this is all connected with me with the circle cloud and the eggs, and you know, as far as the eggs, I'm calling them eggs. I call them eggs because Kimberly Lynn Hansen, had the egg exercise, and
Right, right.
eggs show up, and you know, she hooked me up with this. I mean, the washer game. We're looking for a washer. I'm like, my head's cold. I need a knit hat. Oh, let's walk in this store. First hat she picks up. I looked at it and put it down. I was looking at it going, oh, I'm looking right at it. I didn't see it. I didn't see the washer. I'm looking
Right.
at the hat going, okay, it doesn't really match, but I put it down. I'm walking around the store. She calls me over. Look, you got the
Hold on a
washer.
second. Let me look at that washer again on that hat there.
This?
Yeah. So it's got the two little notches on it, right where the line should go across. That's basically your
Oh,
cloud in the sky.
that's too funny. Now you're going to tell me it's the circle cloud too, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, basically it's going shooting right through. There you go. Well, I didn't notice that. Thanks for bringing that up, Shane.
Hey, I always got to find something while you're here. I'm
Right?
looking for those Easter eggs, man.
Well, that's what I needed to do. I needed to send you all the video. I'd have got all my answers.
Oh no, because I don't. I'm looking at it now, but I don't have time to look at my own when I'm off the air. You know what I mean? So.
Like I said, 33.033 seconds took me 15 hours.
Yeah.
And I'm looking at the next one going, all right, 12.012 seconds. It's only 5-6 hours. I ain't doing nothing.
Well, that took me an hour just to make that little bitty clip that I
Oh,
showed
wow.
you, at the beginning. So, or 45 minutes or something like that. So, yeah, it's time consuming.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm learning with the audio book. And
Yeah.
and it's like not reading it. Reading it, I feel like I need to slow down. I really feel like I need to slow down and take breaks in between sentences and stuff because I'm just ripping it out. Also, editing the book again because when you read it out loud, you're like, oh, hold on. That ain't working.
Right.
This book's going to be gorgeous by the time I'm done audio. But yeah, it's very time consuming, and it's not so much reading the book as it is putting the video in and putting the pictures in that I'm like kind of corresponding with what I'm talking about. Like, oh, the police here, and then boom, put a police car up, a GIF or something, and I'm trying to make it entertaining. I'm sure I could sit here and read it. I'm sure I get I'm sure I get my 90 hits because I don't know if people know this. I think I mentioned that I totally purged my channel last year. This is a new Susso channel. So if you think you were subbed to me, you're probably not.
Yeah, if you haven't subbed to Susso recently this year or so, then you need to go and click the link in the description box below and resub to him because it got baptized, right?
It got what?
Baptized, your old channel. It went out and down, and a new channel.
But I did it on
emerged.
purpose, and I missed the message. The message was just get the heck off YouTube. Just it could have been a month, a break, do something. But no, I would do that. I'd say, yeah, I'm getting off, and I'd get off, and then I'd come on to your show, and I'm watching your show, and I'm ready to chat and get in here. And no, don't chat. You're not supposed to be here. Don't. And then I went and created another channel so that I could chat and nobody would know it's me. And I'm like, that's kind of deceptive. I mean, I would just, because I would want to say something. And I'm like, no, I'm not supposed to be. I'm not getting offline. I'm trying to get offline. I'm not getting offline.
Right.
I totally took that other channel and turned it into like total 3D. If I need to get away and just delve into 3D, it's all Star Trek and Disney and anything that I'm going to look at for 10 minutes and go, okay, that's enough. Because I can't even do it anymore. I can't even watch Star Trek anymore. I go back to an old show like Picard. I can sit there and watch because it's new, as slow and drawn out as it's been. It's still it's what it is. What it is. I don't I'm like I don't need a distraction. The episodes are going to pile up. And I was talking about that today. How do we understand physical reality is not anything that we thought it was, yet I'm still interacting with 3D physical reality by smoking. by drinking, for crying out loud. Maybe not water or soda or what. By going out, oh, I'm going to live my life and be happy. What? I mean, I'm believe me, I'm back and forth on this because I'm like, no, no, no. The idea is to create. When you get to the point where you can create where, and you know what you're doing, because it's, to me, it's got to be an individual thing. You're going to learn how to create, and then we can get into the unity consciousness, because you don't want people in your circle that don't know how to create, or they're going to create negative things, or and or somebody that's not on board as far as their positive attitude, or maybe they really don't believe it, like that things wouldn't come out because somebody in the group was scared.
Right.
You know, if you have somebody in your group that you're trying to create and they ain't got it down, it's destroyed, I figure. That's why really feel like we need to learn how to create on our own individually, and I think that's really what we are doing now.
And it's really all we have control over is ourselves, you know?
Right. Oh, right. Let me get into that 100 times. Oh, I'm like telling people, you're the only one in your head, man. You have no idea what's going on in somebody else's head.
Right.
None.
Or even ourself at different times. I mean, go back 10 years and another 10 years and visit yourself and have a discussion. You'll think completely differently. You know, most people change, you know?
Yeah. Well, I mean,
I know I did.
I
You go
don't know,
back 10
but,
years
but
and
the
I'm a,
perception of other people about me, friends and family, it's the same. I was crazy when I was looking for Bigfoot and UFOs and reading Vladimir Valerian stuff and William Cooper, and he's a crack. Why can't you just live life and be happy? And then when the Mandela Effect comes out, and I'm like, Mom, listen to this. You're not going to believe it. What is it? Who makes stovetop stuffing? And she says, Betty Crocker. Are you kidding me? And my sister in the back's going, Stofers. How? Okay, Ma, do you realize it's changed? It's not. It's always been Kraft. It's never been Betty Crocker. For you, it might have been Betty Crocker. Why can't you just take pills and go to church like everybody else? I love her. She did mean that as a joke. But she did say it. I don't think she was joking about the church part.
Right,
Her and my
right.
sister were in Ireland, and they were commenting on some sort of billboard. And the next day they're driving by it and they're both looking at it and they're going, and they both looked at each other and said, wow, Anthony might be on to something, because it was something that couldn't have changed, but was totally different.
Right.
And I when I was questioning them, my sister's telling me, yeah. I said, what was it? She goes, can't remember. I can't remember what it was the first time. I can't remember what it was the second time. I just know it was different. I asked my mom. She can't remember what it was, but they know it was different. Both of them. So
They noticed it.
they're affected. I think that's interesting. They're affected to some extent, but they're definitely still in line with getting on with their lives, which to me is going to be a big circle coming around going, oh, that's all I had to do was be happy. Live in the
Yeah.
moment. Right here.
Yeah, that's funny. That's why I don't push my views on anybody, because I don't know. I don't know where I'm going to be tomorrow, you know.
There was something that went up online, really interesting points. But this person was like, look, these people are misremembering. And they had some decent points in the beginning. I wasn't buying it, that it's mind control. They're totally stuck on it's mind control. And I'm like, all right, I'll listen, and I'm listening. And then then they started to, I almost insulting me, like, I'm a freaking idiot because I can't remember my own memory. I couldn't remember where I put my keys. um, and that's how they came at it. And I was like, wow, I was enjoying this video that I disagreed with.
Okay, yeah, and
disagreed
until it got
that I don't
insulting.
really think it's mind control, but they were almost convincing me. And I would back up and go, no, it's not mind control, but interesting point of view. And then they got into, there's no way the Bible changed. It's always been the wolf. What is wrong with these people? And it was the same example as the other person. But what's the point of that? Why would you not be affected and come out and attack people that are? Wouldn't you want to help them? They're messed up in the head. They got issues. Wouldn't you want to help them? Wouldn't you want to discover what's wrong with all of these people? That they're all having the same they're all misremembering the same thing. That in itself is amazing.
Well, to me, the way I've
we're all
noticed things,
misremembering, that's a miracle.
if they were altruistic and wanting to help other people and loving to begin with, then they would probably see. And then they
That-
would.
oh, you know what? You're right. Yeah, sure. They would see it.
I
Why don't
don't
they see
know.
it?
It's kind of funny that I don't know. Who knows? And then I wonder, the whole thing about people. The Matrix is protecting itself because maybe we designed it that way. We wanted to believe the illusion. We wanted it to be foolproof. We wanted it to hide the fact that it's
I think
you
that
know
may be true. And I think it got so dense that it needed to go, hold on now. There may be a point of no return here. There may be a point where I'm not saying you don't exist. I mean, if I have an opportunity to experience being different beings and different people and all different experiences, but do I want to do it always as me, Anthony? I mean, if it's all out there, this ain't steroids. This is all natural. Don't get me wrong. but if I could experience so much more, eventually, yeah, this is going to get boring. I've been through this with the whole. I've had the white picket fence quite a few times. I mean, different ideas about the white picket fence, but I got it made, or I got it going, or this is it.
Yeah.
Bored. You get bored when you get to that top. That pinnacle goes, oh, yeah, this is that. This is everything I've gone for. Wow, this is it. Now what?
That's part of the trap that we were talking about earlier. If we can only get to this time, if we can only get to this material object, if we can only get to this lover, if we can only get to this, then I'll be happy. It's like this never-ending cycle of always seeking something of which you always have. But you know what? That's like if you don't believe it's there, within you, and you think it's external, or if you think it's external, then you're going to believe it's not within. You know what I mean? And you're never looking where it is. I mean, and it's like the whole thing with the whole return of Christ. I'm like, well, what if it's the return of Christ consciousness?
Well, that's
maybe it has
returned. I think that's what this is.
But that's my whole point.
The whole Mandela effect. I think we're doing the things that Jesus said you too will do the things that I do. So that's the only one I got memorized, John 14:12.
Amen,
Look,
brother.
the one I need to hear. And it's and all the stuff going on now. I'm like, okay, so if we can do these things and great. Well, there goes my teleportation theory coming right up, because we should be able to do that, because we're going to do things that he did and greater. We ain't going to walk on water. We're going to fly right over it.
Right. Well, the thing is, though, sort of my point with the whole thing is, though, if you're waiting for a man to reappear, to return on the cloud, and that's what you're expecting to see before you'll realize the return of Christ, you're not going to realize it's here already.
Yeah.
You kind of get tunnel vision,
And the shame of that is those people might have to actually experience something like that. And a shame. And I might not be ashamed. That's what they're supposed to experience. I'm sure there's a dimension, timeline, / density, whatever, reality that their dominant consciousness is experiencing, meeting God. I heard a story where this lady died and went to heaven, and there was a real long line. And they said, she said, well, what's that line for? And that's the line to meet Jesus. And she goes, oh, I'm getting in that line. And she just stood in the line, and she was just in line for like ever. Because it just, and I forget how it ended, which is probably the moral of the story, which would made that a great story. She was just in line waiting, constantly waiting, even after she got in heaven, because that's what she believed. That was the point. She believed she would have to wait to see Jesus. Everybody's going to want to see him. How am I going to get that close to him? Right. That's what she believed. So that's what she experienced. I mean, I don't know how that story got back from heaven. I just heard it. Okay.
Right. I'm probably like, it's going to be 1,000,000 years before I see Jesus.
Just the messenger.
Well, Susso, brother, I always have a great time when you come on chatting. And
yeah, Shane, I'm going to get you to commit. Have you ever been on my channel? I've never had you as a guest. This is the second or third time I've been on your channel.
That's so funny that you said that, because earlier when you came on with Brian Stavely, I thought you were going on his channel, and I actually stopped for a moment and I was like, wait a minute, am I going on his channel today? Because I was sitting there thinking that'd be great not to have to operate any of the buttons and knobs and stuff, and just sit back and just enjoy the show. So let's do it, man. Let's see. You want to pull out the calendar and commit now?
Oh, really? Are you going to come on the show?
What are you doing? Let's see.
I don't know what days I'm off. The schedule's changing every week, and now I'm going to be busier because two people, one's leaving tomorrow, and one's already kind of made an exit. So
Okay, well,
And
check when you can. 2 weeks from today or
2 weeks
tomorrow.
from today.
Yeah, the 25th or 26th is my next opening dates. I was going to fit a BQH in there, but I can swap
I'll
that day or night
text you as
with
soon
you.
as I
So,
know.
yeah,
26th or 27th, is that what you said?
25th or 26th.
25th or 26th?
Yeah, Wednesday or Thursday. In 2 weeks.
You
Yeah.
said Tuesday or Thursday?
No, it would be either 2 weeks from today or 2 weeks from tomorrow. So
Okay.
Wednesday or Thursday in
I'll
2
shut up
weeks.
now.
No, that's okay. If you need to, just rewind this video back if you
There
forget.
you go. I'll really confuse myself. Well, I'm going to go walk around in the snow.
Well, yeah, enjoy yourself. Get some snow on that cap on the washer, and see if
Actually,
you can find a
it's not
washer.
even snow. It beads up like those Dippin' Dots ice cream.
Oh yeah.
The little round thing. That's what it is. And I was talking to a guy. He's like, "Yeah, they're cloud seeding. We're not getting snow. We're getting the crap that they've sprayed." And I'm like, "Cloud seeding? I hope so. I hope that's what it is." But
Okay, so I got to tell you this because I started to bring it up earlier, and I don't know. I got, excuse me, sidetracked. Okay, so the colors we see in the clouds,
uh-huh.
we assume, or some people assume, that's from the chemicals that's being cloud seeded, right? So while I was on a trip from Sedona back to Tulsa, I drove by this big factory that was putting out plumes and plumes and plumes of fog or steam or whatever. So I got to catch the steam coming out in the sun, and it was colorful too.
Oh,
So
and
it's
that wasn't natural steam coming out of that, I guess.
right, but it wasn't what they sprayed either. You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
So
okay. Hey, listen, I've turned around that whole uh, spray thing to the there are benevolent people. It's the only way to help us wake up. Without that, we don't wake up. I was trying. And this morning I came out. It was the most beautiful blue sky. It was just blue, a couple of clouds, And of course I said something, and there goes one. I'm like, the population is like, what, 1,400? What are you doing up here? What are you wasting all that money up here for?
probably going to drift over Denver or something.
Actually, it does. Everything does seem to drift east.
Yeah.
It's funny. All the clouds come over the mountain, go east, and the stars are coming west.
Yeah.
Kind of. Or whatever they're doing.
Pretty good
Don't
up
get
there,
me
though.
started.
You get the sky pretty good, right? You get you can see the Milky Way and stuff from there.
Yes.
It's clear. Yeah.
Yes, when it's clear. And for the longest time, I always thought it was just haze until somebody told me, no, that's the Milky Way.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't understand how I can be looking at the Milky Way if we're in the Milky Way.
Right.
And then they show you that picture. It's like, you don't see the wall. You don't see the wall because you are the wall. I mean, it's like that poem I wrote. And I'm looking at this going, okay, so I must only be seeing him. Listen, I think it's a crack in the dome. Okay, I'm just saying. That's a guess theory that's on the bottom of my list. If it's the dome and all that garbage, there's a crack there. Okay, I don't know what to tell you. That's why everything's gathering there. Maybe it's all getting sucked up slow into that. Just more goofy stuff that I hear online once in a while. I'm like, well, let me take it all in because I'm sure I'm wrong.
Yeah, I don't think the actual theory probably even exists.
No, I think it's actually a combination of things. I think it could be. I think it could be spiritual beings inside a computer program. What's the difference?
It could be individual, like everything else. Like it could be eyeball shaped, like cherry
If that's the case, I just want to thank all of my creations. Thank you, creations. Boy, because I could come out of this and go, God, all I learned is that I'm really lonely and by myself.
You mean it's all me?
I better go do that again for another trillion billion years because maybe because I'm thinking maybe next time I'm actually going to create a universe that we all live on balls that actually float through space.
That sounds fun.
And I'll make gravity a real thing. We
rubber balls. That way they can bounce into each other and
And it's like, there's a population. We have to leave Australia because Australia is going to bounce. So we got to evacuate Australia when it bounces.
You just never know.
Stuff down. All right,
Hollywood's probably tuned in. We'll see something. Hollywood's probably tuned in. We'll hear something and see something in a few years.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. I appreciate you coming on.
Thanks
you,
for
everybody.
having me on.
Everybody's just chatting and having a good time there. Lots of love to you guys in the chat. All of you guys watching later. And we'll see you in the next one. Have a good one. Peace.
Oh, thank you.
Be sure to check out the website at UOTF.net. There you will find the live stream schedule displayed in your local time right there on the front page. Below that, you'll find links to take the Beyond Quantum Healing course at a discounted rate, purchase our book, Mandela Effect, Friend or Foe, in paperback or ebook, or to contact me to schedule a BQH session. At the top of the site, you'll find links to help support the work I do, access the free private forum where you can discuss organizing get-togethers in your area, Mandela effects, and more. Thank you all so much for being here.